The year is 1914. Europe, a continent teeming with culture and innovation, stands on the precipice of disaster. The air crackles with tension, a silent storm brewing. The great powers of Europe, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Russia, France, and Great Britain find themselves locked in a dangerous game of political chess. Each nation, driven by ambition, nationalism, and fear, makes moves and counter-moves, unaware of the devastating consequences to come. The world watches, holding its breath, as the drums of war begin to sound, their ominous rhythm echoing across the continent. The seeds of this conflict were sown long ago. Rivalries, resentments, and territorial disputes festered for decades, creating a powder keg ready to explode. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, will be the spark that ignites this powder keg, plunging the world into the abyss of World War I. To understand the war's eruption, we must first untangle the complex web of alliances that entangled the European powers. Imagine a spider web, each strand representing a treaty or agreement, binding nations together in a precarious balance of power. Germany and Austria-Hungary stood together, forming the Central Powers. Facing them was the Triple Entente, France, Russia, and Great Britain. These alliances, meant to deter aggression, instead acted like a hair trigger, ready to draw all of Europe into war. A conflict between two nations could easily escalate into a continental conflagration, dragging the entangled powers into a fight they may not have sought. This system, built on mistrust and fear, set the stage for World War I. The fuse was lit on a sunny June day in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie arrived in the city, unaware of the assassins lurking in the crowds. The Archduke, a symbol of Austro-Hungarian power, was targeted by a Serbian nationalist group called the Black Hand. Their motive to break free from Austro-Hungarian rule and create a unified Serbian state. As the Archduke's motorcade drove through the city streets, a young assassin named Gavrilo Princip seized his opportunity. Shots rang out, echoing through the summer air, forever altering the course of history. Franz Ferdinand and Sophie were dead, victims of a plot that would have unimaginable consequences. The assassination sent shockwaves through Europe. Austria-Hungary, outraged and grieving, blamed Serbia for the attack and issued an ultimatum, a list of demands so harsh that Serbia could not possibly accept them all. Serbia, backed by Russia, refused to comply fully. The fragile peace unraveled as Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. The alliance system, once a guarantor of peace, now functioned as a deadly chain reaction. Russia, honoring its alliance with Serbia, mobilized its troops. Germany, bound to defend Austria-Hungary, viewed Russia's mobilization as an act of war. On August 1, 1914, Germany declared war on Russia, setting in motion an unstoppable chain of events. Germany's declaration of war on Russia triggered a cascade of declarations. Germany, fearing a two-front war, enacted the Schlieffen Plan, a military strategy that called for a swift knockout blow against France before turning its full might against Russia. This plan relied on invading Belgium, a neutral country, to bypass France's defenses. Germany's invasion of Belgium on August 3, 1914, violated Belgian neutrality, a principle Great Britain was sworn to protect. Outraged by Germany's aggression, Great Britain declared war on Germany on August 4, 1914. Within a week, the great powers of Europe were at war, their citizens swept up in a tide of nationalism and fear. As the guns of August roared to life, a sense of disbelief and horror gripped Europe. What began as a localized conflict in the Balkans had exploded into a global conflagration. Millions of young men, spurred by patriotism and propaganda, rushed to enlist, eager to serve their countries and fight for glory. Little did they know that they were marching not to a swift victory, but to a long and brutal war of attrition. The world was at war, and nothing would ever be the same. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand had ignited a conflict that would reshape the political landscape of the 20th century, leaving an indelible mark on human history.